right, is it 11 o'clock yet? In 3, 2, 1, now. All right, good morning, everybody. And my name is Tony. And welcome to the Little Debbie IRONMAN Chattanooga, presented by McKee Family Bakery, part of the Big Pass IRONMAN United States Series. And welcome to Chattanooga. Everybody ready for your Sunday's race? Yes, I thought so. Because if you're not ready, you're a little late. So, let's talk about what we're going to do for today, tomorrow. This is what it's called the athlete briefing. We're going to have this one at 11 o'clock. We have another one at 2 o'clock today, and the last one would be at 4. So if you have a friend coming in, let him know that we got 2 more briefings for the day. Again, my name is Tony Lugo. I'm part of the announcing team here in Chattanooga. I was here last year. Anybody was here last year here in Chattanooga? Okay. Anybody was in Maryland last weekend? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we were in Maryland last weekend. We had a great time over there with the jellies. So first things first, let's talk about security. There's a lot of bags that look alike, so please label, name everything. Do not leave any bags unattended. If you see anything suspicious, please notify the local authorities. We go by the motto of if you see something, please say something, all right? Parking for this race. Parking is available. Garages around. We have meter parking. If you go to ChattanoogaParking.org, you get all the information about the parking around the venue. Practice swim. We don't have one. We don't have an official practice swim because you can go and do a little swim practice either here by Market Street Bridge. At the other side, there's a beach. You can go there on your own, or you can go to the dam and you can do a little practice over there. But we do not have an official practice swim. That is because we cannot control the chip in, chip out. If you can go anytime you want, you cannot control the chip in, chip out rule. All right, so that is the practice swim situation. You do not want to swim behind me. Do not swim behind me, please. That is an active marina. We got ships coming in and out, so please do not swim behind me. Saturday, we're going to bring our bikes and our gear bags. Which are our gear bags? The blue and the red. Blue for the bike, red for the run. Starts with an R, right? Makes sense. So those are the bags you're going to bring tomorrow. On Saturday, right? That's tomorrow. And that's going to happen between 10 in the morning until 3 p.m. You do not have to bring your bottles, your hydration. You can do that race morning. You have access to your bikes. You have access to your gear bags. So if you forget anything, don't freak out. You have access to your gear bags in the morning, okay? So you're going to do that between 10 and 3. Make sure that your bike frame number is attached to your bike. That is the one with the logo of the event. If you have any other stickers from any other races, please either cover them up or take them off, because the only race numbers that are to be shown are the one for this race only. Now, the older stickers that we have are for your gear bags, personal bags, and morning clothes bags. We suggest that you use a Sharpie permanent ink pen, so you can also identify your bags not only with the stickers, because they might fall off. Those gear bags, you can check out those gear bags starting at 6:15 in the afternoon on race day. Now, when you take your bike into the transition, make sure you have your stickers on. You're going to rack your bike by the saddle with most of your bike facing the number. Okay? That's how you're going to rack your bike. If you have any questions, just ask the people in transition that will help you out. You may leave your shoes on your bikes. You can leave your shoes clipped on your bikes, just so you know. All right. This orange carton has a few things on it. You have a bike checkout ticket. It has a $25 voucher. It has your ticket for your t-shirt. But if you want to give the checkout ticket to somebody in your family, a friend, a Sherpa, you can do that so that person can go and take your gear bags and your bike from transition while you do the run. So that's a great idea. All right, morning of the race. We're going to open up transition at 4:30 in the morning until 6:30. Remember that you have to get on a bus and go over to the swim start. So we're going to open transition to 4:30 to 6:30. Again, you have access to your bikes, you have access to your gear bags. Athletes only, no family members in transition. Okay, so we're going to start the shuttles at 4:30 until 7 over to the swim start. All right? There's no parking at swim start, so please do not drive. Spectators are allowed in the bus. So if you want to see your athletes at swim start, you may hop on the bus, and we'll bring you back around 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll get you back here to Russ Landing. But again, please do not drive because there is no parking at swim start. Bike tech will be available in transition. Play-Try is going to be there. They're going to have pumps. If you need to bring your pump because you need a special pump with special air, bring it. But please do not leave it in transition nor put it in a gear bag because it's going to be sticking out, and volunteers have instructions not to touch gear bags that have pumps sticking out from it. So please, if you have to bring it, because you feel comfortable with your pump, please take it out of transition and give it to somebody from your crew. Also, the people that are using this wheel, make sure you have your adapter with you. All right? Just in case. Personal needs. These are not required. You can use them or not. Personal needs for the bike and personal needs for the run. You're going to drop those right on the east side of transition, starting at 4:30 until 6:30. Make sure that the bag is identified with your number. Also, again, write your number with a Sharpie. The bike personal need, you're going to get that on mile marker 55 before you start your second loop. All right, so it's not going to be at the second loop. It's going to be right before. Those personal needs bags you will not get back. So do not put any valuables or something that you cannot afford to lose. Do not put it in those personal needs bags. That will not be returned to you. The run personal need, you're going to have access to that one at halfway point of the marathon, mile 13.1. Again, you will not get these personal needs bags, and do not take those personal needs to swim start. You're supposed to drop them here next to transition. The only one that you're going to take to swim start is the morning clothes bag. You can either take it to swim start, or you can give it to somebody, your family, your friends, and they can give it to you in finish line. Again, the one that you will take with you to swim start will be the morning clothes bags. That you're going to drop off right before you go into the water. The volunteers are going to help you out. So again, that's the morning clothes bag. Let's talk a little bit about the swim. The Rocket Swim is a 2.4 mile swim. The water temperature, yesterday was in the 80s. Today was 76.5. You hear that, right? That's all the non-swimmers. They need a wetsuit. Yeah. Me too. Yeah, we're hoping to get it to 76.1. We order an iceberg, so it should be getting here tomorrow. We're going to drop it at the beginning of the dam, so hopefully we'll get a 76.1 for a wetsuit legal. Now, if it's not a wetsuit legal, if it's 76.2 up to 83.8, it would be wetsuit optional. And if you opt to use the wetsuit, you will start 3 minutes after the last non-wetsuit swimmer. You will not be qualified for Kona or for awards. Is that clear? All right. So pray for the 76.1. When you're close transition at 6:30, we're going to get you up to the bus and get you to Curtain Pole Road. That's where the swim start is. Once you get to the swim start, you're going to go under an arch. And you're going to hear the sound of your chip. It doesn't have anything to do with your race time. That's just for us to know that you're there. Right? Your time starts when you jump off the dock. Do not dive off the dock. Jump feet first. So when you get to the swim start, go under the arch. Most of the bathrooms here in transitions are going to be closed because we want to get you up to swim start. All right? So get that in your mind. There is no swim warm-up in the water. So it's going to be dry land warm-up. All right? We're expecting to have everybody in the water in about 40 minutes. There's going to be about maybe 1,800 of you. And we're going to have 2 lines or 3 lines, depending on how many people check in. And we're going to get you flowing into the water. We're not going to have a 5-second start for every 3 lines. So it's going to be a flow, continuous flow of athletes, maybe 2 every 2 seconds. So we get you in the water in about 40 minutes. So we're going to start the race at 7:30. That's when we're going to start the cannon. But your time starts when you cross the timing mat. Remember that this body of water is subject to currents, obstructions, and weather conditions, so please use common sense. We talked about the wetsuits. I'm not going to address that already. Rocket swim course, again, it's a 2.4-mile downriver swim. Keep your buoys to your left. We recommend, we're going to see orange buoys, yellow buoys, and red buoys. Those are the color buoys out there. The first half of the course is going to be yellow buoys. The second half is orange buoys, and usually it's downhill. So enjoy that. Now, the orange buoys and the yellow buoys, they mark the course. We recommend you stay on the left, but you can be on either side of the buoys. Now, there's one red buoy that is a sharp left turn, that one you must take on your left, and that's right before you come into the stairs to the exit. Okay? So that's the swim course. The buoys are approximately about 100 meters apart, so if there is no swim warm-up, so you can use the first 4 buoys, first 400 meters to do your little warm-up, and then just set your pace and keep on going. All right, so again, we encourage you to start slow. You're not going to win this event in the swim, unless your name is Andy Potts or something like that. If you need help, please raise your hand, ask for help. All right, we got a ton of water safety personnel, and we have kayaks, we have stand-up paddles. You can grab onto a buoy. We have some blue rafts right in the middle of the course, so you can grab onto that. As long as there is no forward movement when they assist you, you're okay. All right, again, you have 2 hours and 20 minutes to finish your swim from the moment you start. The swim exit will be right here, where the steps are, right over there. The volunteers are going to be out there, so, by the way, big hands for our volunteers. Come on, let's hear it. I always say this, without volunteers, this is just a great idea. All right, so please, when you see a volunteer out there, thank our volunteers. Always thank our volunteers. So they're going to help you peel your wetsuit off. They're going to give it back to you. You're going to run up and get into the gear back zone. So you're going to get your gear back, and you're going to go into an enclosed changing tent, so you can fully change inside the tent. That means no public nudity, please. All right? If you lose your chip, before you go into the water, make sure you have your chip on, all right? Your left ankle. If you get to the swim start and you don't have your chip, we're going to have personnel from timing, and they're going to have extra chips, all right? So you make sure you go into the water with a chip. When you come out of the water, look at your ankle. Make sure you have your chip on, okay? Because sometimes in the water, they might, you might get hit or something in your leg. The chip flies over, so make sure you have your chip on. If not, we're going to have personnel right after the peelers that they can give you an extra chip. Glasses table, if you need anything right after you come out of the water, we're going to have a glasses table at swim start. You must drop anything that you need. If your glasses, earpiece, asthma, but whatever it is, put it in a Ziploc bag with your number and your name on it. You're going to drop it at the glasses table at swim start before 7:30, because we got to bring all the stuff that's there over here before we start the race. Again, drop it before 7:30, or you could drop it at a table that we're going to have here before you get on the bus. Those are the 2 options. So, we did the swim, right? 2.4 miles. You got in before 2 hours and 20 minutes, and you're ready for your 116-mile bike ride. Everybody know this is a longer bike ride, right? Yes? Anybody did not know? Well, just so you know. It's a 116-mile bike. You're going to run up the ramp. Your wetsuit peelers are going to help you out of the gear, your wetsuit. They're going to give it back to you. You're going to go up, get your gear back. That's going to be the blue gear bag for the bike, blue bike. You're going to go into the changing tent. You change. You give your bag to the volunteers. They're going to direct you to your bike. You're going to have your helmet on and buckled. Make sure you have your helmet on and buckled before you touch your bike. Okay? And then you're going to be directed to the mountain line, and that's where you're going to mount your bike and start your 116-mile bike ride. The bike start cutoff is 2 hours and 30 minutes after the last swimmer starts. So that means if you're the last swimmer, you have 2 hours and 20 minutes and 10 minutes for transition. That's what it means. The full gas bike course, you're going to see that marked with like orange red tapes. That's why you're going to see the signage on the road. The roads are open to traffic, okay? So you're gonna see our staff vehicles out there. You're gonna see our officials out there, like the referees. But also, even though we try, you might see some drivers out there that they might do unpredictable things. So please, just common sense, all right? Open, roads are open. Just treat this as another training ride. Now, these are a few hints that I got from the bike lead. His name is Brian Mays. I spoke with him yesterday. He told me to tell you this. Stay off the yellow and white lines on the entire course. They have rumble strips, okay? So you don't want to touch those yellow lines or white lines. And at mile 45, there are 3 sets of elevated rumble strips, so that he recommends to stay off the air bars, all right? So you don't lose control of your bike. And also, if you see orange spray, stay away. Anything that is marked with orange spray, stay away from that. Those are the hints from our bike league, so thank you, B-Maze. 8 stations, we're gonna have about 10 of them. They're approximately between 12 and 15 miles from each other. I got this exact mile location, which is at mile marker 15 and a half, 27, 38, 47, 58, 62 and a half, 74, 85, 94, and 105. Those are the mile markers for the 8 stations. When you see an 8 station, please slow down. There's going to be a lot of traffic coming in and out. If you're not going to grab anything, stay to your left, slow down, and keep on going, right? If you're going to grab something from the volunteers, this is what we're going to offer. We're going to have water, sport top bottles, Gatorade orange flavor, sport top bottles. Then we're going to have our food, which is going to be, we're going to have bananas, we're going to have the Martin Gels 100 with and without caffeine. We're going to have some bars. We're going to have 8 station number 3 is going to have some Red Bulls. Then we're going to have Gatorade again. Then we're going to have water again. Then we're going to have the last tables are going to have an area to throw trash. Please hold your trash until you get to an 8 station, because you don't want to get a blue card penalty for intentional littering. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a minute. So that's the 8 station. When you get to the 8 station, let the volunteer know. Water, Gatorade, banana, let them know and go to the volunteer. The volunteer is not going to go up to you. They have an imaginary line that they cannot cross because there's bike traffic. Okay, so you go up to the volunteer, grab what you want, and thank the volunteers, and then keep on going. If you're going to stop at the last table. Not the first table, you got people behind you. Right? Stop at the last table, do whatever you need to do. We're going to have portals in every 8 station, and we're going to have a first aid medical for every 8 station. So stop at the last table, and when you go back in, just be careful with emerging traffic, okay? All right, so that's the 8 stations procedures. Mechanical difficulties, play try, our partners, they're going to be out there. We're going to have vehicles out there searching for people that need mechanical help. You at least should know how to change a flat. They're going to be out there. They're going to get to you whenever they get to you, but they will. Now, you're going to hear me say this once, and then you're going to hear me say this again. In case of inclement weather, please seek for shelter immediately, okay? All right, let's talk about the cutoffs. Bike cutoffs is going to be at 2:25 in the afternoon, and mile marker mile 58, which is Highway 193 and 341. That's where you start your second loop. So you got to be there by 2:25. Everybody has to be in-house at 6:10 in the afternoon. No bikes on course after 6:10. And if you're the last one coming in at 6:10, you have 10 minutes to transition, because we'll close transition out at 6:20 in the afternoon. All right, let's talk a little bit about the rules. Are simple. The athlete's responsibility to know the course, follow the prescribed course, and must cover the prescribed course in its entirety. If it's a 3-loop course, you do 3 loops. You don't do 2 loops. If not, you get disqualified. The referees are going to be out there, and they're going to show you either a blue card or a yellow card or a red card. That's what the colored card they have. We're going to talk about position rules. Very simple. When you ride your bike, you're going to keep 6 bike lengths between you and the person in front of you. 6 bike lengths is 12 meters. That's about 40 feet. Okay? So that's about twice the size of this stage. So that's the distance you got to keep between you and the person in front of you. If you don't do that and you're closer, you get one of these. That's a 5-minute time penalty. Blue card. Always ride on the right-hand side of your lane. Never, ever, ever pass on the right. Always pass on the left. If not, you're going to get one of these, illegal pass. That is a 1 minute time penalty, yellow card. When you're going to make a pass, you have 25 seconds to make your pass. So you're going to start passing somebody, you have 25 seconds to be inside the drafting zone, and the only way out is out front. You cannot decide halfway through to say, hey, I'm not gonna pass this person, because if a referee sees you right there, it's going to give you one of these 5 minute time penalty because you're in the draft zone. All right. If you're the one being passed, make sure that that gap is opened up immediately. So if the person passes you and all of a sudden that person starts drinking water and slows down, it is your responsibility to open up the gap and open up the draft zone. If not, if you're seen right there, they're going to give you a blue card, a 5 minute time penalty. Okay, so that's what would happen if they give you a penalty. Again, blue card is for drafting or intentional littering. Any other penalty will be a yellow card, 1 minute time penalty, and that would be like riding on the right hand side of the lane. There would be a blocking call, okay, because you're blocking the way of the other athletes. Riding with headphones, that's a yellow card. Ironman.com/rules, that's where all the rules and the penalties are, so you can look them up. What happens if you get a penalty? The referee is going to come up to you, he's going to call out your name. Athlete 714, you got a blue card. You don't argue, you take it, and you report to the next penalty tent. What do you do at the penalty tent? You let the person know, hey, I got a blue card or a yellow card, whatever it is. Don't say yellow if it was blue, because you get DQ'd. They will give you a sign-up thing, and then you sign. You do your time, either a 5 minute time penalty for drafting or littering, or a 1 minute time penalty, and then you go. That's the procedure. And the location of the penalty tent is right before T2. That's where you're going to see it. All right. So you still know the referee's primary job is to dress for a play. You have a choice of whether to draft or not to draft. The more people that decide not to draft, the easier it is for us to see the people that are drafting. So please just be a referee out there and not draft. Once you complete your bike, a volunteer will take your bike from you. You're going to go to the bags, and this is going to be the red run gear bags. You grab your red run gear bag, and you go into the changing tent, and you do the same thing as from swing to bike to run. You finish changing, you drop the bag, you give it to a volunteer, and you are ready to go. The Hookah Run course is basically a 2-loop course. We have 12 aid stations on course, and we'll be offering water, Gatorade lemon lime this time, cola, chicken broth, Martin Joe's 100 with and without caffeine. We're going to have bars, Red Bull, pretzels, fruit active ice on run aid station 1, and we're going to have ice at 8 stations, but you got to ask for the ice, okay? We usually have ice to cool the product, but if you need ice, we'll give it to you. Simple first aid kits is also available, and any communication that you need urgent issues, just get to an aid station. That way, we can communicate with command, all right? Personal need bags for the run, mile marker 13.1. If you're going to run into the night, we recommend you use reflective tape. There might be glow sticks out there given out by the staff, so take it if you're giving out a glow stick. And also, if you want to run with a headlamp, you're more than welcome. We have plenty of light towers, but some of the sections might be a little dark, so if you want to run with a headlamp, you're more than welcome to it. Let's talk about the cutoffs. You have 17 hours and 30 minutes to finish the swim. T1, bike, T2, and the run. 16 hours and 30 minutes. That's the cutoff. All right? Intermediate cutoff for the run. 9:30, you must be at 13.1 mile marker, halfway through. And at 11:20, you got to be at mile mark 20.6. If you get there at 11:21, they're going to cut you off from the run. I said it once, I say it again. If you see the weather come down, just seek for shelter immediately. Things to remember: name and number all equipment, no littering, no painting or chalk painting on the roads, please, no public urinations, no headphones including bone conducting headphones, no pacing or outside support. Coaches, please, no pacing your athletes, and family members will take care of the athletes, okay? No outside support is needed. All right, so I know there's a lot of people, there's a lot of tri clubs here, and you guys are a team, and even if you don't know each other, you want everybody to finish, and you're allowed to help another athletes, okay? You're allowed to help another athlete as long as both of you can finish the race, meaning that you can help another athlete with nutrition, a pump, a CO2, an inner tube, whatever, as long as you both finish. What you cannot do helping another athlete is give him your bike, your helmet, your shoes, your wheels, so that person can finish and you cannot. If that happens, you both be disqualified, okay? Because I know sometimes you have a buddy that's, is coming to get a Kona spot, and you see him on the road with a broken transmission. It's like, hey, use my bike so you can get to Kona, and you cannot finish, you'll both be disqualified. Is that good? All right. All right. If you're going to drop out, please let one of our staff members or race officials know and turn in your chip, not a volunteer. Please, a staff member or a race official. Let's talk about the finish line. That's where you want to be, right? Is that where you want? I mean, I don't know if that's where you want to be, but that's where I'm going to be calling you're coming in, all right? So the finish line's got rules as everything else. But first, you're going to get a medal. You're going to get a T-shirt. You're going to get a hat. You're going to get a photo op. Medical assistant and athlete food is right behind finish line. What you cannot do is come in with a family member who's not racing, meaning a baby, your kids, your mom, your grandma, somebody who's not racing. You're not allowed to come into the finish line with anybody who's not racing. Strollers, pets are not allowed in the finish lines, okay? If you come in with somebody who's not racing, you'll be disqualified on the spot. Bike and gear checkout, 6:15 p.m. until 12:40 a.m. Again, Sherpas, that's your moment. Go in between 6:15 to 12:40. Get the gears, get the bike, and the person that's running out there, they can finish up and go have a beer. All right, I'm going to say something that's not on the script about the finish line. If you're coming in, I mean, we got some pretty fast athletes here. If you're coming in breaking 9 hours, or going at 9:58, breaking 10 hours, or breaking 11 hours, breaking like 10:58, 10:57, and you get to the finish line and you need to sprint, by all means, sprint so you can break the time, or you can do your PB or whatever. Now, if you're like me, and you come in the 14, 15, 16 hour mark, people that enjoy the race, I'm getting my money's worth, buddy. When you come into the finish line, in those hours, let that person in front of you enjoy the moment, okay? Because you don't know what's going on with that person in front of you, all right? There's people here that have been waiting for this moment for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 15 years. And that moment at that finish line is something that is going to change their life. And you don't want somebody that get in the picture, right? So I'm just asking you, please, if you see somebody in front of you, do not sprint at that moment. You should have done that 6 hours ago. So that moment at the finish line is unique. If you've done this race 10 times, 20 times, if it's like John Ragg from Canada who's done this thing 266 times, or like Luis Alvarez, who should be somewhere around here, I don't know where he's at. Luis Alvarez is going to complete his 196 Ironman. And every time, that finish line is special. Who's doing this for the first time? Raise your hand. Stand up, please. Stand up. I want to see you. Come on. Come on. This is the new members of the Ironman Ohana. Yes. So that's what we want. That's what we want. We want that moment to be special. And again, I ask you, please, when you're coming into the finish line, please, in the 14 to 17 hours, do not sprint. All right, with that said, lost and found. Race week is going to be at the information booth at the expo. On race day, it's going to be at the info tent. And after the race, it's going to be at the info tent also. Okay, celebration. We're going to have a breakfast at 9 to 11 at the Chattanooga Convention Center. Awards are going to start at 9:30. Now, slot allocation and roll down ceremony for the Ben Fast Ironman World Championships, Kailua Kona, Hawaii, October 12 and 14, 2023, will begin immediately following awards. So be early. And this message goes to all the female athletes. Listen, we got 55 spots, male and female, for the World Championships 2023. Also, after we finish those 55 spots, we got an additional 100 spots for female finishers. Yes. So you guys, I don't know if you know how many of you are participating, which actually is really good. I saw the numbers. Usually it's an 80-20 male-female range, right? This is about 68-32. So you guys are, I mean, we went from 20% to 32% participation in the female side. That is awesome. There's about 700 of you, and we got 100 numbers. So do the math. Do not miss slot allocation, ladies. Do not miss slot allocation, because if you want to go to Hawaii, this is your chance. Also, we want to invite everybody. We're going to have what is called the Women Power Hour at the finish line. That's going to happen around 8:30, and we're going to have some thunder sticks at the finish line. We're going to have a big celebration for all the finishers, women that are coming in. So 8:30, around 8:30 at the finish line, we're going to have the Women Power Hour. So we invite you all to come in for that. To claim your spot, you got to be present. You got to be there. Also, you got to have your wristband on. Do not take this off until Tuesday, until you claim your spot, because this has your race number on it, okay? And you need to have this on so we can verify that it's you claiming the spot. First timer, you can take it off next month. I don't care. I don't care. So, again, you got to have this on all weekend. This is your VIP pass to transition, to get your bike, to get your slots. So don't take it off until Tuesday. Credit cards only for the payment of the World Championship slots. And if you have any questions, the staff is going to be there, and we're going to try to answer all the questions that you have. Again, my name is Tony. This is my spiel. Perfect, 31 minutes, not too shabby. I thought we were going to be here for 2 hours, huh? You guys enjoy the weekend. I mean, the vibe is here in Chattanooga. It's awesome. I mean, you see all the people running and cycling. Get that vibe and absorb it, you know? And get a good night's sleep tonight, because Saturday night you're not going to sleep that well. So this is the night that you want to sleep. If you're going to have a little nightcap, tonight is the good night to have a nightcap. All right? So all I wish is have a great weekend. Have a great race. God bless. We'll see you on the finish line.